Hello everybody, welcome back to Nerdly Out Loud, the official channel of nerdly.co.uk, your favourite British home for all your news, reviews and exclusive interviews. And as you can see, I'm kind of guerrilla. I'm not in the studio. You may know, you've probably seen some of the lives so far on Facebook that I am at the ROMFORD Film Festival this week. Nerdly at ROMFORD. Got a lanyard, love lanyards, that's awesome. It's even got the little Nerdly logo because we're like a sponsor. It's been awesome. I've been here for 2 or 3 days now, but I thought it's about time that I put one of our videos out. And unfortunately, the first live we had some technicals. Well, the first and the second live we had some technicals, but I think we're on top of it now. And I've got a few videos that I'm going to be releasing and showing you. I'm going to clip some packages up and everything like that. But this was the first one where I interviewed the director of Candlecups, which was Tony Collingwood, the director of Tears of Bea Smit, and Micropubs' old friend Danny Eycott came back. He was here showing his movie. That was awesome to see. If you know me, if you've been following me, if you've been watching me, we go way back right to the start. I met him on the set of Tom Payton's movie, Black Sight, and since then we've just been following each other and we've been buds, you know. It's like we went for a drink at one of the actual Micropubs from his documentary. It was awesome. So it was amazing seeing Danny. It was amazing seeing Micropubs up on the big screen as well. It's just such a cool guy. But yeah, the interview with Tony Collingwood, unfortunately, I've had to make the decision to cut it basically because there was a lot of static on the microphone. Don't really know why. We kind of address it a little bit in the interview, but I still wanted to bring you the rest, which is a shame, but I'm going to reach out to Tony because Tony's awesome. We spoke quite a lot at the festival. I've been here 3 days now and I've still got 3 days left, including today. Today's Monday. But I'm going to reach out to Tony and we're going to do something else as well, and we'll get him on to talk about Candlecups because that is just a hell of a shot you have got to check out at some point. But yeah, this has been great so far. I'm loving this. I'm taking pictures. I've been updating the Instagram, everything like that. Been doing loads of little interviews, networking like a mofo. There's just so many amazing creative talents here. But yeah, so this was just a little bit of an intro for this. Please do check out these 2 interviews. Like I say, Tony's there, but he does speak as well. But we don't really talk much about Candlecups because I had to make that decision to cut that section. You can see it on the live. It's on the Facebook. It's there to be seen, so you can replay it. It's also on the ROMFORD Facebook as well. You can replay it. But in terms of putting it out as a video and everything, there was just too much static, so I had to cut it. But like I say, Tony, if you're watching, if you're listening, I will absolutely be reaching out to you and we will do this again because I want everybody to know about Candlecups. Yeah, so I will roll into the interviews we have. Again, we talk about Tears of Bea Smit, which I kind of got expecting her on it. I was going to be watching Bea Smit the next day, but she caught me out. So sometimes you just can't fake the funk. So yeah, let's go into it. Danny Eycott and Orly, who the director of Tears of Bea Smit, and I got more interviews that I'm going to be editing, chopping together and everything like that. There's loads of good stuff coming up. Please do keep an eye out, and if you're down this way, if you're near Romford, if you can get here, there's still a few days, get here and come and see some awesome features. Today's a big day. If it's all good, let us know. So, Orly.
Yes, my dear.
Tears of Bea Smit, which is showing tomorrow.
Yes. You haven't seen it yet.
I might have seen it, but I'll be watching it tomorrow.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I don't want to give it away. Tell us a little bit about the movie.
No, I'm curious. Have you really seen it?
I haven't seen it yet,
You haven't seen
but
it?
I will be watching it tomorrow.
Excellent. So this will be a very fun conversation.
This will be a very fun conversation. So, what's the movie about? Come and tell me about it.
I suggest you will come and see it tomorrow, and you will tell me what it is about.
Well, that's going to make it terrible.
Yeah, that's
Chat.
yeah. The chat between us.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because next to me there's a lovely man who made a film about pubs in England, and my film is about his its main location, 70 minutes Long is happening inside pub in Amsterdam.
Nice.
It's an old-fashioned. It's not a micropub. It's actually quite a well, medium-sized pub. But they do have a contract with Heineken, which you referred to in the film as well, which is okay, I won't go down that lane. But yeah, the community of an Amsterdam pub and I guess it's not so far from how pubs in England are, what they mean to the people who live there, alcoholism, the effects of trauma on your relationship in your adult life. Yeah, I think it goes down those lines a little bit.
So how did this story
A little bit different than the candle.
Went a bit darker. Yeah. But how did this story come to you? How did it come about? What was it that made you want to make this?
Bea Smit and the pub Café Hermes is just down the road from my house. And Bea Smit, who is sitting over there, not falling asleep.
That's the titular Bea Smit thing.
And not crying, not having tears. She had a very, very big cat, Max, and he took over the pavement. So every time I would walk home, I would stumble upon Max, and that's how we got to know each other. And I felt very, very comfortable around Bea. And in her pub, you would have lawyers, you would have homeless people, you would have kids who come and play the piano, and you would have boys hitting on girls, and everything would just mix up. And I would just really feel comfortable there. And I don't really feel comfortable usually, so I decided to investigate a little bit. What is it?
And what came about the investigation? What made you decide what sections to hone in on and talk about in the movie?
I think it's Bea's personal story, which touch upon what it is to grow without having functional parents.
I think we can relate to that.
A little bit, right? I guess you're a father. I'm not a mother, so I don't know how it looks from the other side. I can only talk from a child perspective. But I wonder if it happens once in blue moon that someone says, "But I love my parents," and then I'm even more curious. Like, how does that like truly have friendship? Most people I know have very complex relationship with their parents. So I find it's quite a topic. And the film is very observational, so it's slightly different to yours. So
was it a lockdown movie or was it?
It was definitely not a lockdown movie. I stopped filming in the lockdown. I was not interested in filming the difficulties of a pub or all those things. There was. I a little bit less. And actually it was a point to say, okay, I'm going to start to edit. I'm an editor for television in Holland, so for me it was perfect. I love series of footage, and I have 2 cats, and we just settled in and watched a lot.
So you edited the film as well as
yeah.
So I'm right in saying
watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
we're all going to be
Would
there.
you come? You're leaving?
I'm actually away. My family are away at the moment for the weekend. I'm going to join them after this, but I'll definitely hook up. I want to see both of these amazing films. I'm so sorry. Let inside now.
I'm right in saying this is your first directorial movie, though?
It's my first feature film.
Yeah. But what prompted the move into that? 'Cause I'm always interested, like, short movies, although they are particularly hard as well, like, but what makes you move into the bigger feature film? What made you want to do that?
I did not have that. I don't work that way. I didn't go and said I want to make a feature. My ego is that big now where I'm ready. I felt very attracted to something, and I decided to follow it. Yeah.
Nice.
And it became a feature. If it would have become a short, I would be perfectly fine with that as well.
And you're going to expand on the story. You're gonna push it a little bit further and make another one, or another Bea Smit story.
Yeah, there's some projects
Excellent.
awaiting, so
Excellent.
yeah.
Well, it's shown tomorrow,
Yes.
and I will go see it. I will be
Excellent.
watching it. You will see me front row centre.
Yes.
But how does it feel to now be seeing the movie on the big screen and having people in there watching it for you?
Yeah, I had some. We've been to some places. It was great, but it's the first time I watched it with Bea on the
This
big
movie.
screen. Yeah,
Oh,
so
nice.
and it's in Dutch, so she can understand. It's her film. It's her. Yeah, because the other films it's a little bit more difficult for her. I try to translate her film after that practice. Yeah, I'm curious how she will experience watching herself with other people. Like how it would be for her to.
So will this be the first time Bea has seen the movie, or just the
No,
first
no,
time?
we've seen it together
Yeah.
for sure. No, it was super important that she would be okay with it.
Final cut.
Yeah, it's not a sensational film in that sense, but yeah, I'm looking forward, and I'm very happy to be in the 90s cinemas with punchers going backwards.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic. So
That was a treat. Yeah.
yeah, it's really good.
And it's nice with the festivals that we're all going to, one of the best things for filmmakers is to see your film, in an audience, with an audience. This happens so rarely, for independent filmmakers. And you learn so much from how the audience respond. So it's wonderful that people are, here in Romford, putting all the effort into allowing not just the audience to see our films, but for us to learn from our own films and meet each other. So I think, thank you to those who organised it.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I did all the work, but
Especially after the last few years as well, we've not even been able to go into a cinema to be able to watch your film at the festival as well. So amazing to be back in the cinema with people.
so on that, we'll move over to
Am I
take
the only
down.
one irritated with the? Do you go to the cinema with other people,
Yeah,
or do you go alone usually?
I go with other people.
You don't mind them like moving, eating popcorn, sneezing, or making comments?
I go with very still, quiet people. Not technically.
Candles. He goes with candles.
Yeah. Take candles
I
to
go
cinema.
with the people. That's right.
I have gone to a few films on my own. It is a different experience, but it's kind of what it is, really, I suppose.
Actually, one of my boys is saying he goes to the cinema a lot on his own because he's got one of those Odeon passes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was saying it is the best way to see
It's the
cinema.
best
And
way. Best way.
11 o'clock in the morning, if you've got the day off, there's only you and your cleaner in there sometimes.
That's
It's
good
good.
to do. What else are you going to do?
yeah.
See, the problem for me is I'm one of those cinema purists. So when I go to the cinema, I am the guy with the popcorn, making the noise, and drinking the juice. I don't make comments though. Anybody who does make comments, and if somebody takes their phone out and you see the phone light up, they get smacked across the head. You can't be doing that in the cinema. But you can't not go to the cinema. You can't go to the cinema and not have the large combo popcorn and juice.
Yeah, but you can only eat it during an action sequence.
Yes.
Yes.
You can't do it during the quiet.
Exactly.
It's also why
And then you go out.
never go to Cineworld because they use other cinemas are available. But you never go to Cineworld because they use paper bags for their popcorn, and that's just a cardinal sin.
Yeah, I've had the City World card and popcorn, but once you get about halfway, I'm an on myself. You're trying to. So today, having the cardboard. Oh, thank you. So having the cardboard tub today was a real game changer for me, to be fair. Being able to sit back in a cardboard box with my popcorn, amazing.
I think any cinema that uses paper bags for their popcorn should just be closed. I'm sorry. It's a personal choice. So Danny, Micropubs. I met you about 4 or 5 years ago on the set of Black Site in those tunnels. God, that's a nightmare. And I was telling you the story there about when we drove back and we accidentally drove way past my hometown and ended up near Glasgow. That was fun. So Micropubs has been a long slog for you.
Yes.
How awesome is it that it's now out there being shown, you're getting it all around the place, and it's getting the reception? I've got a really cool reception today. How's this for you now?
The reception area was just lovely. We've had a couple of screenings in festivals or we've been able to put one or two on, and it's just lovely to have people come along and to hear what they have to say. As you say, it's the only way you can get proper feedback, really. Yeah, I think this is the last festival we're showing at. This is it got completed in the middle of lockdown 1, so last year, and it's been a 5-year-long-ish project. So the relief of just having a final edit that we were happy with, the cast were happy with, and just actually having a first documentary in the bag was amazing. And we've enjoyed the challenge of trying to push it and get it out there. But nothing can beat, as I say, in person, talking to people, which is very much the Micropub sort of ethos, really. And I'm a very people person. I like community and people coming together I think we're better off together, stronger together. So, and we've had over 95% feedback, really positive, which just makes 5 years of hard graft film well worth it. And thank you for your kind words as well.
It is such I loved that film.
Thank you so much.
So good.
John Mike.
Yeah. I'm going to be nice about it, thanks, yeah. No, it's just the feel-good factor. Yes. You watch, to begin with, this was about people deciding that they were going to start a micropub with no experience, joining the community, getting the help, and making them. And to begin with, I thought, this is going to be like Grand Designs. There were people going to say, yes, me and my wife, because there was a me and my wife scenario where she was looking a bit pissed off at the beginning, where we really thought it was going to be, it's going to be one of those where it's been 3 years and we've run out of money and we've had to borrow money from my sister, who's only 4, and it's all this sort of stuff. It wasn't that at all. It was just really, really nice people being surrounded by lovely people, doing the nice things, and filmmakers who thought, you know what, we don't have to do the music whilst it starts to go wrong. You just went with the joy of it, the celebration. That's what I loved about it. So,
and of course, you brought a man with you yourself today. Was it John? You've got John with you today?
Trevor,
sorry.
And I just found out that was the first time he'd seen the film. I thought he'd seen it.
Never. Wow.
Yeah, his kids have seen it because they were like, we've seen it and we've shared it, whatever. But he hadn't actually seen it, which I couldn't believe. Like, why did he say it? I didn't know. He got the he couldn't make one of the other screens that was sort of local, but he really liked it, and obviously he got to do a Q&A afterwards. So I said he literally had the whole filmmaking experience today. So I don't think he quite thought this would happen when we went and met him 4 odd years ago. So I was over the moon that he saw it, he loved it, which is great. Thank you for your comments.
When we last came down to, I think it was the MCM Comic-Con, came to, we met up and everything, it was Trevor's pub we went to. What was it about his story that you wanted to tell when you went through the footage? Because you had about 80, 90 hours worth of footage. What was it about that story you wanted to hone in on a little bit?
So, the story we wanted to tell was basically shine a light on these golden gems that hidden in plain sight. You literally won't find them unless you are looking for them, but to know they're there, you need to know it, kind of thing. And we thought, I've had this thing that since I was about 16, I'm like, I think it's just part of British culture that you want to own a pub or a bar or something. Like, it's just part of our DNA. If you're British, you want to get into the pub as soon as you physically can without getting thrown out. The fact that when we met Martin and we interviewed him, he's like, you can do this, you don't need loads of money, you just need the right location, the right set of circumstances with the business arrangement, and you can have your own pub. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, I have to tell people about this. And we thought the best way to do that would be to try and follow some people that are trying to actively do that. So we got recommended to Trevor. For a lot of the people we met was through recommendations of the community. So we met Martin, and he's like the first, he's the father, creator of the Micropub community. He introduced us to people, they introduced us to someone else, and eventually we got to Trevor, and we went and met him while, as you see at the start of the film, it's still like he's in the middle of, is it a laundry? It's a laundry shop, lingerie shop, stockroom, and it's office supply place, and he's looking to do something with it. So we got all that footage, we could follow him completely. So he was the journey we could follow the fullest. We met Richard just before he got his keys, but because Trevor was geographically close, although Richard's only the other side of London, Trevor's like a 15-20 minute drive on a good day, to be fair, because it's London. But we could get to him more from a purely budget point of view. He was our closest, and he could allow us access quite happily to the whole of his story. Lucy we met the day before she opened, so they were still like putting in the tables and stuff. I think we left her and she had about 14 hours before she opened. So yeah, that was what we were really looking for, someone that we could meet where they hadn't even got a premises as such. And we were just really lucky we caught it at the right time.
You did, because it is that quintessential British story of wanting your own pub. I mean, after we saw Micropubs and we spoke to you, and I joined up to the Micropub Association thing to show me how to make a micropub. I could do this. Of course, I'm very impatient and I knew I couldn't do it. But yeah, like that part of that story is wonderful to see from start to finish, and seeing him here today as well, and to find out it's the first time you watched it. It's brilliant.
Well, he didn't say he didn't like it, which was a big bonus because I thought we had sign off from everyone. No, he's Joe, his son, as well. They signed it up. They have no issues with it, so I'm just glad they're happy. Yeah, I just think I use the word quintessential as well, actually. So I like the fact that you kind of got that vibe from it, because I do just think it is, like I was saying at the bar earlier, if tourists come to the UK, they probably want to see Buckingham Palace, a black cab, a red bus, and go to a pub.
Rich pub.
So depending on, they might change the order for some people, but I think it's definitely one of the first 5 things someone wants to do here, and I think that's why it's so important in our culture. And the fact that you can open one yourself if you want to, if you can find a space. So I just think that's really empowering. And the fact that it's come around from empty shop units usually, and the name usually reflects what it used to be. So Martin's Pub is the Butcher's Arms, it used to be the butcher shop. The Owl and the Pussycat is named after, it used to be a bookshop. The Dodo, that's Lucy's family name. River Ale House is based off Bruce Springsteen. He liked that album, so he named so it's completely personal, and I think at the moment the high street is suffering a lot, especially, they're talking about it a lot in the news at the moment, trying not to be too topical, but I've had a lot of people that I know that said, like, this really should get out there more, because this seems like a good way to try and regenerate high streets. And Trevor says in his story, the problem I had with having a lingerie shop and an office supply shop is he's in Park Greenwich that not many people go to. He's just off the main roads. But people do go to pubs. They make an effort to go to pubs. So now he's pubs there, the 5 or 6 shops that were empty around him have got more of a pub, can become a more purpose to the community. So, and the fact that lots of pubs are closing, I just think it's a good way for people to get out and mix.
So we could go pub as well.
He had to wait a long time, bless him. It took him a fair while, as the documentary shows, but he got there and he's thrilled.
So what's next for Danny and Micropubs? Is there you've got all this footage, you're gonna put some more out there, or?
So yeah, one of the awesome questions in the Q&A was, what's next? We did shoot about 81 hours, I think, and we made a 63-minute movie. So there's a lot of hours there that are sitting there not doing much. Me, Sid and James have had conversations around what else can we make from this footage. And we have been exploring potentially like a mini series of ideas. I don't want to give too much away because we haven't 100% decided. Obviously, all of our footage is nearly 5 years old, some of it. So it might be limited in what we can do, but we are actively, there's so many stories and so many wonderful people. Like, there wasn't one person we met, be it a pub owner or a customer, that wasn't a nice person. So it would be nice to try and get their stories out there somehow. So we're just trying to work that out. But we're in the same position as such where we were with Micropubs and local it's just time. So we've got 79 unused hours. We have to, we learned quite early on we had to kind of log like the rushes a little bit and get the transcripts going, so we're not having to watch 79 hours, but you still, we highlighted the questions on the different themes to try and make it quicker. But yeah, it's just going to be a bit of a slog, really.
Again.
Again, but hopefully we can use this documentary that has its fan base to go, actually, if you like this, try it. Like Netflix do, don't they? Oh, if you like this, have a look at this. So maybe we just try and get something else out there in the next year or so, and then just see how far that footage gets us. And if there's an audience for it, we'll keep trying.
Awesome. So we're going to wrap it up a little bit here, and then first of all, before we do though, if we could go down the line and a little bit about yourself, a little bit about the project, and why you should see it. Bea Smit is playing tomorrow, so please do come and check it out. Camel Cops is playing in about 10-15 minutes, so definitely check that out. And Micropubs is shown, but again, if you get a chance, where can people find it?
So Micropubs is on most social media. We've got a link tree on our Twitter account, our Instagram account, and our Facebook account. So we're on a lot of online platforms. We're not on Netflix or Amazon, but we're on Tubi and Plex and a lot of the American-based platforms. And you can watch it all for free, obviously with ads, or you can buy it for $3.99 on Vimeo on demand for a 48-hour rental.
Bea Smit?
Bea Smit, yes.
See you tomorrow. Everybody's going to come see you tomorrow. You're going to have a
That would be brilliant.
packed screen.
Yes, please do come and watch it with me and Bea Smit and Tony and Kevin and Spencer. And the lovely seats of the ROMFORD Film Fest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what do you have going forward after this, and how will people be able to see it outside of the festival?
The Tears of Bea Smit, they will have to wait until the next festival. Yeah. Or call me directly. That's always a possibility. I'm super personal and I'm always happy to share.
Are you early on in your festival run then?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yes. Indeed.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And Tony, how can people catch Camel Cops if we're not catching it in the next half an hour?
Well, it's still on the festival circuit, so it's not on Google. You can't Google it. Actually, do Google Camel Cops and you'll see a trailer. And the trailer has 80% footage that isn't actually in the film. It's probably better than the film, actually. So just watch the trailer. And
Good way to use the rushes.
yeah, it's a good way to use the rushes. And then I'm doing a pilot my day job is making children's TV shows. So that's why Camel Cops has been a merciful release, making things with fire that children can't play with. But I'm doing a pilot for children about a show, enthusing them to draw, not teaching them how to draw. You don't teach children how to draw, you just enthuse them. So it's lots of silly fun stories with me drawing, because that's what I normally do when I'm not playing with candles. So that's where I'm at.
I'm not playing with candles.
Yeah.
And definitely check out Tony's social medias. Check out all the guys' social medias. But Tony has been doing tours with his candles, and there are some amazing pictures and videos, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you the secret. Live action's dead easy compared to animation. You just twiddle a candle and then just stop
I mean,
filming.
ask your wife to twiddle.
Oh, well, yes, or ask my
Maybe even that.
You're probably going to inspire a whole spin-off genre of people twiddling with their candles now.
Yeah,
You've
exactly.
inspired me.
Yeah, so yeah, it's dead easy compared to
What is
animation.
this, by the way?
Oh, that's Sister Mary. Yeah, she was going to make an appearance, but she's wearing a mask. Because
Right.
obviously we're still.
Yeah, sex related.
No. This is actually no. I'm not doing children's TV on this. Yeah, it could be. And she is in the film, so meet the cast. Yeah.
Awesome. I am going to wrap this up a little bit now, and I'll be back very shortly. I have the wonderful Ross Henson is going to be coming on soon. I believe he's at the back. I think I can see him. He's going to be coming on soon to talk about his movie, Door Salesman Dave, and we may have a couple of other people as well. But for now, thank you so much, guys.
Thank
It's
you.
been absolutely brilliant.
Thanks, man.
And if you're hanging around, we will have more talks and we will have more drinks, hopefully, and we'll be watching.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.